So hello everybody, this is the Political Matrix. I don't know if y'all know how crazy of a show, but we got a crazy show.
Been around the world and back again, right? You hear things, see things, but there's a lot of shit happening as usual, you know what I mean?
Hello, everybody. Let me take the headphones out. That'll probably be better. As you guys can see, I'm not in my normal setup. I'm here in my hotel room at the time being. I figured I would give you guys a little bit of updates and all that. And I know I would typically put this out a little bit earlier, so it'll give people a little bit of time to file in here and have it set up to all my other different links. But the Wi-Fi here is not great in the hotel, so I couldn't set up my laptop as normal. Um, but I figured I would just hop on here, give you guys some updates. Chris had an emergency that came up, so Chris was unable to join us. But we still will get out there and we'll do some interviews and stuff like that. As you can see, of course, I'm not in my normal setup, meaning I'm on the road. As you can tell, I'm in a hotel room right now. I'm actually right outside of Baltimore, and I will be heading down to Baltimore area in a little bit. I'll probably be I don't know. It's kind of a little crazy right now as far as getting over to DC area. Teal will be here joining me soon. Let me grab a little sip of coffee real quick. Teal will be joining me soon, and then we'll be kind of coordinate things from there. Since Chris was unable to make it, we had to switch up plans and kind of do a little double backing and figuring things out. This will not be a long stream right here. This is just so you guys can have some updates on what is going on and what our plans are. Um, Figured earlier my plans were to try to be out in DC earlier in the day, but I figured a lot of those festivities and things are still going to be going on throughout the day, so it's not necessary that I have to be there first thing. So I'm kind of taking my time. Probably head down. Well, I'm definitely going to head down to Baltimore area. Probably down near the what is it? The pier? I think it's I think it's a pier. I'm probably saying that wrong. But we'll probably be heading down towards that area. And then from there, I can look at, what is the best time to probably get over to DC. I hear it is a lot of crazy stuff going on. For those who have not been following it, the events going on for the inauguration are going from 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. So I think that I should probably be able to, at some point, get time to talk to different people. Um, so, make sure you guys are keep your notifications on and you pay attention because uh, I don't know exactly what time's going to be hopping on. I'll try to at least give maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes before I hop on. So hopefully you guys are all getting the notifications because I'm pretty sure most people did not get the notifications. I see Peace Dove is there. It says impeach all Zionist APAC, genocidal maniac politicians now. Revoke states' oaths to Israel now. I agree with that sentiment. Um, I did have a good conversation already. I've chatted with a couple of people, and while I was on the rail, I talked to a young gentleman. Well, saying young, both about the same age. And I wish that I would have thought about trying to record that conversation that we had because we went from talking about playoff picture and sports, and then it delved into all kind of conversations. Um, I asked him which candidate did he support. He said he did not vote. He doesn't vote typically, but he felt that Trump was a better choice for the people. And he said, in particular, for the black community was his vantage point. He cited his reasons because during the pandemic, He said here in Baltimore, he felt like things were much better under Trump, and under Biden, things got worse. Also, one of the big complaints that he had was with a lot of the different stuff going on as far as, I guess, social critiques. Now, I didn't ask him which way which he leans, left or right, or if he was Democratic, conservative, or any of those things like that. But what he cited was, he said he's not necessarily against LGBTQ stuff, but he felt that there's been a big push, and a lot of that's been coming out of the Democratic Party to force a lot of ideals and things as far as trans stuff and LGBTQ and what is it, hormone blockers and stuff like that pushed on kids. That's something he said he's very concerned about. He says he has 5 kids. And so that is something that he thinks about. He said a couple of them are grown, but he does have younger kids, and he worries about the impact of a lot of that stuff. Granted, he cited that a lot of this stuff comes from the entertainment industry and things like that, but you can do the 6 degrees of separation. What goes on in Hollywood is not too far removed from politics, because some of these people do donate to politicians and have certain perspectives. But just going into what he was saying, he said that he's not against the LGBTQ stuff. He said, but he just feels like it's been pushed and pervasive through the Democratic Party. Like I said, I'm not going to um, I'm not going to be very combative or challenge any of the people which I encounter today, whether they be people who lean towards the Democratic Party, or people who lean towards Trump and MAGA. I just kind of wanted to do this so I can kind of get a feel for the reasonings of the people, instead of hearing what people pontificate on these different platforms, or whether it's through the mainstream media. So hopefully we do that. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody out there. In particular, um, I wish that I would have had my laptop up, because there were some things that I would have loved to share with Dr. Martin Luther King. I often wonder, like, what his thoughts would be in a time like this. And when I mean a time like this, with all the different things that are going on in the world, how would he feel towards the Russia Ukraine situation? How would he feel towards some of the things that are going on within Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali? How would he feel as far as the French pushing out of those different areas? Because Martin Luther King didn't only focus on social justice; he did have an ear to the ground on foreign policy also. He was a big advocate against the Vietnam War. So I do wonder how he would think as far as that, how he would feel towards Israel Palestine. I know I've seen plenty of Zionists try to frame, oh, well, he would have been very supportive of the Zionist regime. I wonder about that, because he did not we got to remember, Israel of today is not the same as it was during the time which Martin Luther King was alive. And oh yeah, and again, apologies for not doing a Saturday night show like we normally would. Like I said, we had a bunch of different stuff going on, emergencies, and just kind of been playing this all by ear to try to figure out how to coordinate and make sure this stuff still runs. Um, for anybody who does watch this, who is from the DMV area, um, definitely have had a good time here in Baltimore. It's my first time being here, so I definitely like the feel of the city, and most of the people have been really, really nice and cool to talk to. Whether it's been where I went all the way out to Hunt Valley, or whether it's been in downtown Baltimore, whether it's been people who I've talked to on the train, or some of the people I've just talked to walking through the streets, or even the people which I've dealt with, who have been, wherever I went to go eat. And so it's all been a good experience. Hopefully, I will plan to be back out here again, and do more stuff in the future. I don't know when that will be, but I definitely plan on it. But some of the other stuff, it being um, Martin Luther King Day. How would he feel as far as China? How would he feel as far as the TikTok ban and some of the things that are going on? How would he feel towards Joe Biden in particular? What would he be saying? We just had, President Carter who passed away, and regardless of how you feel about how Carter was in office, um, how he was out of office, I felt was was very interesting. I felt like that was a man who was very genuine, probably our last real genuine politician who actually went out there and tried to make a better world in a sense. Um, Whether you agree with what he was doing or how he was doing, I felt like his heart and intentions were in the right place. Um, but yeah, probably in about um probably won't take me that long to get ready and everything and head down. But I probably should be downtown in probably about say probably about an hour or so, and start getting set up and chit chatting with people down there. See if I can start gathering a couple of people together who might want to hop on for interviews. Also, I'm going to probably have to do some research on transportation to hop over. Um, it was a lot of the spots for trying to head to DC first thing like I planned. I wanted to kind of walk around and do all this stuff kind of didn't work how I planned, but it looked like there was more spots later on in the day. So even if it's 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, actually during the inauguration where I get my ride over, I could probably catch some of the people who'll be floating around after that. I've heard that there are protesters on the ground and everything also. And I'll try to talk. My goal is to try to talk to, anybody who has an opinion or a voice. So, um, for some of my family members out there who are like, "Well, why is he going out there going to talk to 45?" Well, it's not about Trump. I don't support Trump. I didn't support Kamala Harris. I don't support any of these politicians really. My goal more than anything is to understand people who do support these candidates. And if you can understand the people who support these candidates, you can find out where we have our agreements more than our disagreements. And I feel like that's how you get through with, things being a better situation and improving your community and things around you in the short term. And you can't necessarily um, just put your head in the sand, I feel, and say, you know what, well, I'm only going to worry about me and what's going on in my life, and everybody else just do whatever they do. If you feel convicted to go out there and engage with people and you know try to build with people in a sense, um, then I feel like you should be out there doing it. And so that is why I am doing what I'm doing for those who would ask and who would question. Um, I feel like it is beneficial to meet people where they are, to try to understand people. And instead of just looking at people as, well, they don't agree with me, so you know what, to hell with them, basically. So that's what that's what I'm trying to do. Like again, I said that I will be. Make sure you guys keep your notifications on and kind of keep your head on a swivel in a sense. Um, I will try to give maybe a 30-minute to 45-minute, heads up to when I'm going to be going live. But this right here was not supposed to be like a normal live stream. This is just to hop on and give you guys a little bit of information um, at what I plan on doing so that as many people can catch those interviews as possible. As soon as I get down there, I'll probably be doing some sound checks when I first hop on with you guys. So if you guys are in the chat, make sure to let me know if you guys can hear me perfectly fine. And for those who listen to us, typically, whether that's on Facebook, if you listen to us on X, if you listen to us on Rockfin, apologies that I won't be streaming on those platforms also because Um, I'll be doing most of this through my phone, so I won't be able to switch back and forth through the different links. So apologies for that. Um, I guess, and make sure you guys, if you have any questions, I'll try to get close and read the screen, or when Till gets here, which Till should be here probably, I think she said around noon. Um, we'll try to keep a heads up on the chats. But that said, hopefully you guys tune in later. If you have questions which you want me to ask them, and I can see the questions on the screen because it is a little small looking from my phone, I will try to ask some of those questions. I will try to answer some of those questions. I've been poised with asking questions about TikTok. How do people feel about that? Of course, we know questions about the border are going to be brought up. I want to bring up, about the economy, about immigration. There's a bunch of different things that I want to ask, and hopefully, I'm asking it in a manner where um, I don't come off in a way where I offend any of the people. I'm trying to keep this as neutral as possible so that you guys can be able to judge off of the answers of the people, not off of me directing the people in a certain way or challenging the people in a certain way. So, hopefully, if you guys hear somebody say things and you're like, that's not true, and this and that, keep in mind, I am not doing these interviews to try to combat and debate the people. I'm just trying to get a sense of where people are at on this day. So that said, thank you for those who were able to catch this one. I probably will be going live in about maybe about 2 hours. So um, let's see, that probably, well, let's say 2.5 hours. So looking at probably about noon to 1 if we end up going live right here in the Baltimore area first and then making a trip over to DC. Um, if it's going to be a little bit longer, if we do end up going to DC, um, instead of and foregoing the Baltimore interviews, then that will take a little bit longer. So I have to give time for us to make it over there. If Till is driving, I think the traffic is a little. I don't know what the traffic situation is going to be like. So it might be pushed to an hour or so. So we might be looking at possibly around 2 p.m. Eastern. Just trying to give us a little bit of grace to be able to figure out the parking situation and all that. With security and with the high volume of people, it's definitely going to be. It's not going to be like streamlined and easy to get over there and parking. So I can't guarantee any time frames, but if I do decide to set up in Baltimore and start going from there, it'll probably start around 12:30 ish, maybe 1. But you guys will see the notification pop up for the time, and if you see a later time, that means that we have decided to head straight on to DC and go from there. But that said, hi, I'm Marcus with Political Matrix, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you for spending time with me. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you decided to spend your time with us, so we definitely appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.